Hello, it is our Sunday Impact Marriage at You.
Hi, how's everybody going?
We're going to talk about effective communication. So, honey,
Yeah.
we were talking.
No, I'm good. Effective communication is vital. I mean, it's super important. That's something that we've learned throughout our years of marriage.
And still learning.
Yes, and still learning how to effectively communicate.
Yes.
Without our communication or whatever we're talking about blowing up
Yes.
into something bigger than it should be.
Because of his Latin blood, you know. And then mine, I have half Italian, so, you know, I have a little bit of Latin blood
Yes.
in there.
They do say that I'm like Ricky Ricardo and this is Lucille Ball. So when I get upset, le hablo en español, le grito en español, ¿qué estás haciendo?
Oh my God!
Anyway, but we've learned throughout the
That's
years.
true.
We've learned throughout the years, and believe it or not, of course, believe it. It still happens when we're not communicating effectively, and
Yes.
it gets blown out of proportion, and anyway.
Even
and it
being
happens.
together for as long as we have,
Yeah.
we still have to really pay attention to each other and listen. And I notice a lot of times when we do argue, it is because we're both hotheads and we all both have to have our argument heard because we have to be very loud.
No,
So
yeah,
it is important to listen to each other.
Right. What we mean by effective communication is, when you are having an argument, or actually when you're actually communicating about something that's happening, it's super important to be able to listen to your partner. A lot of times, someone wants to dominate the conversation and not listening to the partner's point of view or what they're thinking. And a lot of times, if you actually sit down and listen, and you actually listen, you guys are really speaking the same language, or wanting to really get the same effect or the same outcome on the conversation. But because the selfish,
true.
right?
That's true.
The selfishness comes in, and of course, us men and her as a woman, we want to win, right? No. With this conversation,
No,
I'm
just
going to
kidding.
win. I'm going to win this conversation. And we have a little board on the side that says, okay, I won that one. But at the end
Not
of
really.
right? But at the end of the day,
Mental.
yeah, that's right. At the end of the day, nobody wins, right? A real effective communication is when it's a win-win. When actually you both come out thinking, okay, we both won because we came to a consensus on whatever the conversation was about, or whatever the decision that you guys needed to make was about.
Yeah. Because really,
yeah.
I'm interrupting, sorry.
No, go ahead, baby.
Because if you don't communicate well, or even, when you do have arguments, because you're going to have arguments no matter what. I mean, it's just life. It's just really important to really reflect and look around you of who else you could be affecting within your argument. So if you have children, then you're affecting that because they see you arguing, most likely, because arguments sometimes can't be held in the room like you'd like it to be. It's not a perfect world. But you have to also remember to really listen to yourself as, you know what, this is how my husband, because there's times when I'm arguing, that was the stupidest, dumbest argument that we just had. And I realized if I would have just taken the time in the moment just to listen to what he was trying to tell me, then our argument would have never gotten as big as it did.
Right.
And that's really a true thing.
Right. I know as a man, we don't talk as much as women want to talk and listen. So
I'm sorry.
No. And us as men, you have to take the time. You have to take the time. When we say effective communication, a lot of times as a man is really just listening. And that's the effective communication on your side, is actually just listening to what your wife's day, how it was, what happened with the kids that day, or what happened at whatever, driving down the street.
Because we will talk and talk and talk and talk, and my husband will have a long day at work, come home, and then I have all this stuff I have to tell him. The kids did this, and the kids, and then I'm dealing with this, and the project, and that, and this, and soccer, and just everything. And he's just like, oh my gosh. And I do know that there's times when I have to give him that moment and just let him take a break and then say everything I need to say.
So there's a lot of things here in effective communication, right? As a man, being able to listen. As a woman, maybe taking the time, maybe giving your husband a little time, a little space before it's just a bombardment of what happened during the day.
Yeah.
If you get in an argument, actually listening to your spouse, listening to your husband, their point of view, their feelings, in order to be able to come up with a real solution or consensus on what you guys wanted to accomplish.
Yeah.
And that's it, right? I mean,
Yeah,
that's all
and I
really.
think also to add,
Mhm.
I think it's really important to empower your spouse. For women, it's really important for the man to listen to us, because women want to have that shelter feeling, like we're safe and we feel that they're taking care of us. But then men need the wife to be the one that's the cheerleader, like, you know what, you can do this, you can accomplish anything, and you are invincible, because that's how the husband feels like they are being the provider of the family in the house. And so that's really a huge communication aspect as well. So if you are arguing, make sure you always apologize no matter what. Even if you don't feel like you're wrong, you need to go
Super
pray
important.
about it, and then you need to go apologize, because God will give you that that softness in your heart of being able to forgive and move forward.
That's right.
It's
Yeah.
really important.
Yeah, it took me a while to be able to say I'm sorry, and and learning how to say that.
Now he's good.
Right, learning how to say that, man. It's just
And I say sorry for everything.
it just heals. It just heals what we were going through. You know, sincerely saying it. It really just heals everything.
It does.
But anyway, we still get it on once in a while. We still get it on once in a while.
One day you'll
so
see
don't feel
boxing
bad.
match. I'm
don't
just
feel,
kidding.
Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad if you are doing it. But the reality is, you could always
Sorry.
change it. You could always
Dog.
change it. You could always get better. So,
Yes.
Anyway,
Have a beautiful
yes.
week. Until next time.
See you later. Bye bye.